What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 23. That's right, 23. Take on New York Sports. We are live on Podbean today. Ava is here with me as we will dive into the Rangers' big win last night, and also we'll get a little bit of an MLB preview. And I think she wants to start with the MLB today because
I need to go on a rant about Jacob Trouba.
Yeah, so
My
everybody
sweatshirt's
just
here.
Yes, the sweatshirt's here, everyone.
I'm
Yes.
wearing it right now.
Yes, it does not smell like him, so I guess they washed it.
I would hope so.
Maybe, but whatever. Anyway, so all right, we're gonna get to. I want to talk a little bit first about the top 100, and I have a couple
bones to pick.
Yeah, a couple. All right, Trout number one. Not that surprised. You could have went with Betts as well. I would have been okay with that. The things I don't like: Garrett Cole at 11, LeMahieu at 14. Now, obviously, I'm just picking Yankees because that's the easiest to, decipher for as me as a Yankee
DeGrom's
fan.
in a good spot. DeGrom at number 3. I think that's a good spot for him.
Yep, DeGrom deserves to be there. I think Cole and LeMahieu should be top 10.
So do I.
Rendon, maybe not top 10. I don't know how. I know Juan Soto is right there. I know he is, but I think he needs to prove a little bit more.
I think I would have put him at like 11.
Yeah, he probably just on the outside of the top 10 looking in, but, and who else we got for the Yankees? 21, Aaron Judge.
I mean, injuries.
Right, exactly.
Strikeouts.
Yeah, if he can have a healthy and productive season this year, then,
up.
right, I could definitely see next year he's up, at least in the top 20. And what other Yankees? Then it was just down to 41 with Luke Voit.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any other.
I didn't have any other really problems.
No, there's not
I
too many big
Stanton
discrepancies.
Well,
we know Stan, yeah, but again, they just, it's you don't know exactly how they base it off of, and if it's sheer production, then yeah, I get it. But is it, what do you think currently right this second? How would you rank them? Then I think it'll be a little bit different. But all right. Now, spring training has opened up, obviously. Pitchers and catchers reported the other day.
Yay.
Yeah. And yesterday, actually, Ava was lucky enough to actually speak with Meredith Marakovitz. And obviously, she's the Yankees clubhouse reporter, as you all probably know. So she did one of those Instagram live things, and I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I got an alert on my phone because she was in her room, and it was, Ava is now going live with M. Marakovitz, and I was like, oh my God, holy crap, So
he starts screen recording.
Yeah, so I screen recorded this way we could have it and everything, but that was, it was really cool. She does those live things every so often, and it's a really cool way to interact with the fans and everything. And, I just thought it was really awesome because Ava is, she's aspiring to be basically just like Meredith in what she does. And, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, hockey, obviously those are her two main sports. But, someone in her position, that's kind of what she is going for. So that was a really cool experience for her. And of course, as her dad, that was just, totally awesome for me to see. And
she told me to wait a couple years so she can pay off her mortgage.
Oh, before you take her job. Yeah. Yeah. That would be the last. I would be the worst. Like if you ever got a job like that with like the Yankees or the Rangers, something like that, I'd be that annoying dad.
I know.
Who would just be like, oh, let me around the team and this, that, the other, you got to let me meet the players. And I would just be, it would be a nightmare for you. But
you heard it here first, guys. If this happens one day,
yeah, look back and remember this. All right, so let's do a little bit of predictions because, like we said, spring training started, pitchers and catchers. Let's go with now. As of right now, they're keeping the playoff format as it's been for the last however many years. They're not doing the expanded playoffs or anything like that. I guess technically it still could change. But we're basing it on the 3 division winners and then 2 wild cards.
Do you not have yours set?
From there. No, I know who I know I'm
Okay.
picking. Yeah, I just wanted to go in order. All right, we'll start American League East.
I honestly almost didn't, but Yankees win the division.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I just think
If they
that
can stay healthy, it's just a matter
right, staying healthy, and if all the question mark pitching, lives
gets
up to,
answered.
lives up to 3/4 of what it could be, then we'll be good. Who do you got for your AL Central?
The Twins.
It's not a bad choice. I think the White Sox. I think they did enough in the
Really?
offseason. Yeah, I think they did enough in the offseason.
See, I was between them and someone else for the wild card.
Yeah, I think the White Sox will overtake the Twins this year and win that division.
I just think the Twins are too good.
Yeah, they're well
You
balanced for
see
sure.
them against the Yankees, especially. Those are entertaining games.
Yeah. I mean, Yankees always win, which is nice for us, but they hold their own for sure. AL West.
Astros, they're going to cruise right through that division because that division is terrible.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to have to say that, but it's just even losing George Springer to Toronto. You know what I mean? They're again. Oakland lost a bunch of pieces. They're not going to be the same. The Angels and poor Mike Trout, they're just never going to make the playoffs.
Seriously.
Seattle, they're still young.
I
Texas
think Seattle can make the playoffs in a few years. I don't think they will this year.
Yeah, they're not there yet. Yeah. All right, and then your 2 wildcard teams.
The Blue Jays, because they're going to be really good this season, and the Indians.
Wow, you're going with the Indians, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I just have this gut feeling about them. And then it's really weird. I really wanted to put the Rays, not that I wanted the Rays to make the playoffs, but it's just because they do this every year. They go to the offseason and they either do nothing or they trade everybody away or they get rid of all their good players. And then somehow they still come back and they're insane and dominant. Like they won the division last year, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's just a matter of, I don't know. The Blue Jays, though, they're going to be really good. They're going to be much more of a competitor for the Yankees this year, I think, even though the Yankees weren't really that good against them last year.
Yeah.
It was a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're definitely with them. They're much improved. I also have them as a wild card team, but I have the Twins as the other wild card team. So we agreed on 4 of the 5. Let's shoot to the National League, and we'll start with the East.
The Braves.
Yeah, I got the Braves. I got the Braves winning again. I think they're just too well balanced, and you saw those projections that had the Braves finishing like 3rd or 4th or something.
Yeah.
I don't see how you can do that. I mean, they obviously won the division last year. They're a very good offensive team. They added a veteran like Charlie Morton to the pitching staff. I just think the Braves win that division again.
At least they don't have a 0% chance like the Orioles.
Oh, the poor Orioles. I know, how do you give them a 0% chance? Like I said, I get it that they really don't have a chance, but they're a team and they're a team in that division, so they have to have some sort of chance.
It rounds to 0. Though. It's probably like 0.001.
Well, at least put that then, to make them feel a little better.
I think that would make them feel worse.
Maybe you're right, yeah. NL Central.
The Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals as well. Obviously, the big story is Nolan Arenado. Him and Goldschmidt now in the middle of that lineup is going to be, something fierce. And the NL West.
Obviously, the Dodgers. They're too good. They have too many stud players. They got Mookie Betts. Now they have Trevor Bauer. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be the Dodgers. I think it'll be close though, but it's definitely. I think they're gonna, over the long haul, I think they'll win that division. And your 2 wild card teams.
The Padres.
Yep.
And the Cubs.
Cubs. Wow.
I asked my little sister, and she said they were going to win.
Okay.
She is, how old is she? 2?
Yes.
She is 2.
Yeah. See, I got the Padres as well. To me, that's an obvious choice. Yeah. But I think you're forgetting the New York Metropolitans.
I don't want to give them any credit.
Well, I know you don't want to, but right. But
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think that they're going to have a good year again. But I just don't know because I think with everything going on in their organization, it might mess with heads. It might get in the way. I don't think that they will make it. I think they'll get close.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're going to make it.
Well, I guess, a big question mark has to be, what does Syndergaard do? When does he get back from Tommy John surgery? Because obviously you got DeGrom,
yeah.
Carrasco,
Mm-hmm.
and Stroman, who again he doesn't impress me that much, but
he's good for the Mets.
Right. I mean, still that's a good top three, I mean, great number one pitcher. Obviously, he's either the best or second best in baseball. And then they just signed Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So now that rounds off the top four at least, and then you put in the fifth, whoever. Obviously, it's not Matz. They traded him away. Lugo's back in the bullpen, but he's hurt anyway.
It must be nice for them to have like solid rotation going on, because the Yankees just know Garrett Cole.
I mean, yeah, they still have question marks too, though, because you got to remember, you don't know when Syndergaard's coming back. It's, what exactly does Carrasco do in New York? Yeah, he was very good in Cleveland, but again, now it's the bright lights in New York, and that, tends to change some people. Sonny Gray, you know what I mean? So,
my favorite. I still have his baseball card.
But yeah, I got the Padres and the Mets, and then I think as far as the World Series, we'll be in lockstep on who it's going to be, who we want at least.
I just want a Yankees-Dodgers World Series so badly.
I think we're kind of blinded by, that's what we would love to see more than anything. And, I think a lot of the country would like to see that as well.
I think, though, that Toronto definitely has a shot.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they have a shot of going all the way. I don't want them to, because I'm a Yankees
the question's going to be pitching with them, because their offense is going to be able to slug with anybody. I mean, they're kind of loaded up, top to bottom.
They gotta get.
We'll see what their pitching does. Yeah. But yeah, so that's our major league predictions. Hopefully, this is the year for the Yankees to get back there.
Hopefully, because I was 3 when they won the World Series.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm just, I know it's still snowy and everything over here in New York, but it's just spring training, pitchers and catchers reporting is like, I don't know.
It feels like Christmas.
Yeah, it feels like, it's just, you're so, because the nice weather is coming, and
I hate snow.
Yeah, and just it's it's a joy to watch the Yankees because
they're good,
right? And you know what they're gonna do, and you know how they're gonna perform, and
it's not like the Rangers,
right? Let's transition now smoothly into the Rangers, and
how the Rangers.
What was the game? What day they play the Devils? That was Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Right? The Devils coming off a 6-month hiatus, right, where they haven't played, and
literally hadn't played in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and they just come out and just
make the Rangers look like they haven't.
They kicked our ass, plain and simple. Igor's standing on his head, doing backflips, cartwheels, whatever he could do to stop the puck.
And it's just not enough.
And eventually it got to him. You know what I mean?
When because I remember early on in that game, I had said that his saves, and he made one really good diving save. I said, wow, he is reminding me of Henrik Lundqvist in his prime. It was just like flashbacks. And then later in the game, the defense decided to be terrible. So I was like, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that the defense should give him no help when I said that he was like Henrik Lundqvist.
Mm-hmm. And the defense did struggle towards the end of that game.
Because Jacob Trouba left the game early.
Yeah, with a
broken thumb.
Upper body injury, which we later found out was a broken thumb.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
that's okay. Can I?
Go ahead. Listen, take it away.
Nobody is acknowledging the fact that this is actually a big loss. This is how I see it. Is Jacob Trouba, it is no secret he hasn't been the best defensively, but it's a little too late for that because we did sign him for $8 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously he hasn't been the best defensively since he came, but this season, he has been probably our 3rd best defenseman defensively.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's obviously Fox and Lindgren is 1 and 2, but
Andre Miller is getting up there though.
Yeah.
But my thing is, Trouba has been solid on D. Every shift, he's going out there, he's stopping pucks, he's blocking shots, he's setting up chances. Does he have a lot of points to show for it? No, he has 3 points on the season, all being assists, but I'm not really worried about our defensemen getting points.
Same here.
So, my thing is, he played with Brendan Smith.
Smitty.
Miller was out. Now, Miller is expected to be back soon, I'm pretty sure.
I think he'll be back next game.
Yeah. I was hoping he'd be back yesterday, but he
Right.
wasn't.
I
So
think
we
Quinn
had
said he was
Smith
very
and
close.
Johnson.
Yeah, he was very close, but he wasn't able to go.
Yeah. So my thing is, with Trouba out, who do you put with Miller? Do you put him with Smith, or do you put the almighty Jack Johnson with him?
Well, according to the reports, is that they didn't want to quote unquote rush Jack Johnson back into the lineup. They just had to do it out of necessity because Keandre Miller couldn't play. So I think ideally they do not want to pair him with him.
I don't think they want to pair Jack Johnson with anybody.
Right, well, you took the words out of my mouth. It's with the injury to Trouba, it forces our hand to
play our lesser defenseman.
Right, and
because with both Miller and Trouba out, we had Boteto and Hayek as our second D pairing, and Fox played about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I said Fox's time on ice this game is going to be 59 and a half minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
And so it's just, and so could pairing Miller with someone like Johnson or someone like Smith, and no, Smith is not bad, but he's not Jacob Trouba. Could that affect his play? And I'm not saying that it will. I have faith in Keandre Miller. I really do. I think he's on the road to be possibly one of the best defensemen in the league if he keeps up what he's doing. But pairing him with someone like Johnson or someone like Smith, who are older, who aren't the best defensively. Smith has been on offense since for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think he's played the majority on the fourth line.
And he's a defenseman, so he's used to playing on offense lately, which I think we saw that because he did score a goal. But it's just, don't let this affect Keandre Miller's play. And that's why I say that Trouba's injury is actually worse for the team, because this injury could mean any little sliver of playoff hopes that this team has left, bye-bye.
Right, and it's not like you said, it's not so much just Trouba not being in the lineup, it's
how it could affect the other
right,
defensemen.
it's a chain reaction, you know what I mean? Like now we got to play, Johnson, or you know what I mean? And you can't, you got to find, first of all, that chemistry with your defensive partner. That's the biggest thing.
And we saw how well Miller and Trouba worked together.
Right, and they were starting to mesh very well. But going forward with Miller hopefully coming back next game, he's just going to have to
make it work.
Yeah, I mean basically he's going to have to just
step up,
outplay his age, you know what I mean?
It's unfortunate that he has to, but
yeah,
he's going to have to. It's at the end of the day, we saw in that Devils game more than anything, our defense needs to step up. There is no reason that Igor should have had to make 20 saves, 16 saves or whatever in that first period.
Yeah, that was
there is
brutal.
No reason that a goalie should be making 16 saves.
Especially against a team that has not played in 2.5 weeks. And I think they only had one practice before the game because, the facility shut down when you're on COVID protocol.
They only had one,
that.
I think. I think they skated
That's
the day up.
That's completely unacceptable. And you heard all the players and even Quinn, basically, we weren't ready. We didn't get up for the game.
Chris Kreider probably said the word unacceptable 17 times in his interview.
Because you can't, and especially as a coach, your one job is to make sure the team is up and ready. Especially, and I get it. He's in the locker room. He's probably saying, guys, listen, they haven't played in this long, blah, blah, blah. Don't underestimate us, that deal of thing. But the players, but the players still have to perform. That's the bottom line.
One thing I will say they did well was covering Jack Hughes. I think that you heard his name a lot less in this game against them, which was something that he's on fire this season. And I hate to admit it because I don't really like the guy, but
yeah, well, he's going to be a tremendous player.
He came into the season, wanted to prove everybody wrong about him. He said, and I think that the Rangers did do a good job of covering him for the most part and, not letting him get the puck, not letting him get to the net, because at the end of the day, he's good.
Yeah. And with the legendary Lindy Ruff, leading the way for them over there. No?
Why was so clearly Lindy Ruff wasn't the problem.
Well, I told you that, first of all. But again, not saying that he was or weren't, was or wasn't, of course, but
he wasn't really the solution.
Well, right. Maybe he's not part of the solution, but
well, Jacques Martin's got I don't know what his thing with Jack Johnson is, but
Jack Johnson obviously has something on him. You know what I mean?
Weren't they with Penguins together?
Yeah, I believe so.
So
but then last night we play the Flyers. Now, again, they got shut down a little bit as well because of COVID, and they still had, I think, 3 players or 3 big players.
Couture was playing. It was Konechny,
Voracek, and Giroux, right? 3 of their big-time players. So
Kevin Hayes was still there. So
right. Surprised he didn't light us up. But Georgie played very well.
He did. He made those big saves, which I was impressed with because he honestly he normally doesn't.
Our defense played well, and some timely goals.
The third and fourth line stepped up once again.
And it was nice to see in the third period us score a goal and actually take the lead. Now, again,
only to blow it later.
I know it's like 1:15 left.
And they're empty net.
Right, of course, because apparently pulling the goalie only works against the Rangers.
It literally never works.
Only against the Rangers. If you go back to that Ottawa series, that playoff series, where I think we were up by a goal in 3 of the games, and this is when Ottawa went to the finals that year. They pulled the goalie 3 times in 3 games, and they scored every time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we give up the tying goal, but then Quinn
actually made a smart decision. He put Kakko on the shootout. He says,
listen, kid, you've been playing your ass off. Every shift he's out there going 100 miles an hour, doing his thing.
I'm so proud of him.
Let me give you a shot here on the shootout.
And it ended up benefiting us. And there wasn't really much. If you look at the replay, he kind of went in and then
he had not much to shoot at.
He didn't have that much to shoot at all. It didn't look like there was anything.
Beautiful shot. And
so hats off to Quinn there. I don't like to give him credit for anything because I'm mad at him still. But he made a really good decision. He rewarded Kakko because this is what you need to do with the young guys. Yep. You need to reward them for playing good.
Yep.
Because Kakko has been, like you said, he's been playing his butt off. He's been great. He's definitely been improving. And I'm not going to say he's as good as Jack Hughes is right now. But potentially next season, if he keeps on this track, he's going to be great.
Yeah, it was very nice to see him get rewarded. And Micheletti even said it too at the time he scored, saying, hey, Sam,
this is what happens.
This is what happens. And just imagine what this can do for his confidence.
Yeah.
Because he's already playing with a lot of confidence, you can see. But now burying a big goal like that in the shootout, that could just put him over the top where he goes on a little tear now.
Yeah, I think because I know when Kakko first came into the league, confidence was a big issue for him. He talked about it.
Oh, yeah.
Confidence was a big issue for him. And it's going to be a big issue for anyone when you come and play at Madison Square Garden, I think. Greatest arena in the world. It's Madison Square Garden. So I think that it was really nice to see him. I think he's been getting his confidence up lately. And I was mad at David Quinn a lot this season because he would apply rules to certain people and not others. So Kakko takes 1 penalty and he gets moved down to the 4th line. Doesn't make sense. So I'm glad that he's finally getting rewarded. Kakko's getting the recognition he deserves because he's really been way better than anyone's giving him credit for.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Panarin does his thing.
Carter Hart just froze.
Well, I mean, you don't know what Panarin's going to do because he has such those quick hands. Such quick hands.
He's like 60-something%. He can just, on the shootout or something
he's ridiculous. That. Yeah. So obviously he's a go-to guy in the shootout. And then I'm curious to see though who would have been the third guy if they would have tied that up.
My guess.
Would he put Mika out there? I don't know.
Probably not. My guess is
not Buchnevich.
Not Buchnevich, that's for sure. If it were me, I would put Blackwell.
Well, listen, Blackwell. They already gave him the Hart last night. All right, they gave him the Hart Trophy last night. That's it. They said it's over. It doesn't matter. MVP of the league. Colin bleeping Blackwell.
What are you, Don LaGreca?
Okay, he is just. I mean, you can't say enough about the guy.
I didn't even know who he was, and then he starts just. It's okay. Though I do love Colin Blackwell, it's an issue when he's playing better than Mika Zibanejad.
I was just going to say, yeah, it's nice to see him leading the team offensively the way he is.
Which is whoa.
Right, but when you got Kreider and Zibanejad and those guys, like...
I will give Kreider this. He may not be, scoring that much, but he's definitely leading the team. You see, Mika gets hit, goes after him.
Yeah, you like to see that. Yeah, so he's leading in other ways, but, I'd like you to lead in
scoring
points, any sort of scoring, wins,
Well,
you know,
because
whatever
usually
we can do.
Kreider gets a lot of goals because he's always right in front of the net.
Right.
And
Right.
he usually deflects them in. I don't know what he's been doing. That's been Blackwell's specialty lately, deflections.
Yeah, Blackwell is very, and pump your brakes before everybody starts attacking me for this, but he's very Ryan Callahan-esque.
I like Ryan Callahan.
No. I'm saying that because Ryan Callahan was much better than him, obviously. But
Give
what I'm
Blackwell
saying
the
is,
C.
yeah. But what I'm saying is he, Callie always got those dirty goals.
Mm-hmm.
He went where nobody would want to go. He would take the cross checks, the hits, the slashes, all that stuff, but he'd get those dirty goals.
He put his body on the line for the team.
And that's kind of what Blackwell's doing. I mean, Blackwell also has that skill too, where you saw him, his other goal the other night, he skates down the wing, he could snipe it in. You know what I mean?
He's fast too.
Yeah, and he's been a nice pickup for us, and
definitely working out in our favor. 100%. I didn't expect him to be this good. Him and Kevin Rooney.
Yeah, and even Rooney's played well. Yeah.
I think it's concerning, but our bottom two lines have been just great. You see Brendan Lemieux, who I'm now going to talk about because I love him, and he puts his body on the line, throws his body.
Well, that's
in front
one
of the
thing
puck.
he'll do. Yeah, he'll always.
Even last night, he threw his body in front of the puck to block the shot, and ouch, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah, and even that other game, whatever it was 2 weeks ago, he blocks the shot. Can't even stand up, blocks another shot as he's trying to limp to the bench. Yeah, exactly. So he's he's been playing well as far as that aspect of his game.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is we just need to score more.
Yeah, I know that this isn't what hockey used to be, but with how some of these teams are scoring now, they need to score more than 2 goals a game.
I know. Teams are scoring 6-7 goals almost on a consistent basis.
Yeah, they need to learn to score. I'm hoping that's what David Quinn is talking to them about in practice and in the locker room after games. Like, good win, but you guys need to score. You guys need to benefit off those chances that you guys, because they're getting so many good chances, and obviously it's a lot of bad luck. You saw Panarin hit the crossbar twice.
Yeah.
But then it's also you need to benefit off things like Buchnevich gets a penalty shot.
Yeah. First of all, he gets stopped on the
which could have been a goal.
It was a breakaway. Obviously, that's why they called the penalty shot on that. But
good penalty for the Flyers to take.
Yeah, they had to. But Buchnevich, he's got to shoot. He's got to shoot. He can't. He's not one of those guys with the quick hands to deke. He's got a good shot, and he's just got to come in and shoot.
Yeah, he tried to fake on Carter Hart, but Carter Hart's not an idiot.
What is concerning, though, going forward, obviously, is
how far ahead teams are getting.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only that. I mean, the Devils played 4 less games than us. They're 1 point ahead of us in the standing. You know what I mean? We're only ahead of Buffalo right now, who I think just lost their 4th straight. And, of course, all the Jack Eichel talk.
I would love to have Jack Eichel on the team. He's on my fantasy team.
Eichel. They're talking.
Though I heard that Buffalo had called and they asked for Laugh, Kakko, and more.
Well, of course they're gonna. No. That's the thing. They're gonna ask for Laugh first, but they're not gonna get him.
They're not getting Kakko either.
If they talk to the Kings, which they're another reported team interested, they're gonna want Quentin Byfield, but they're not gonna get him either. It's basically I saw somebody wrote, and I'd like to give him credit, but I forgot who it was. But he said a package of probably Strome, Kravtsov.
I don't like that.
And maybe a Morgan Barron.
I love Morgan.
And
Barron.
And what's his name?
Lindquist.
No, maybe Nils, but something like that. You know what I mean? Where you get an NHL ready player in Strome, even though he doesn't look too. I think he was one of the people.
I love Braden Schneider.
Again, Eichel hasn't been playing great, but
yeah, he's on my fantasy team. He better start getting me more fantasy points.
He's a center. So right there, that benefits us, right? Because
last season we didn't need center depth. Right. This season we really do because our top 2 centers are Ryan Strome and Mika Zibanejad.
That's the thing. You take Eichel, you slot him right into Strome's spot.
Strome just likes missing empty nets.
Then when we get Heaton back, finally, you have your top 3 centers of Mika, Eichel and Heaton. You know what I mean? So then at least you're set.
I need Heaton to come back so that we can have the Laugh Kakko Heaton line.
Yeah, it's not. It's very. What's that saying? You don't know what you have until it's gone, and that's Philip Heaton in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
He, we all know his talent was there, but with the way he started out this season, and now that he's not here, it's like wow, you notice it.
Yeah.
And it's, it sucks because
It's bad.
how great he was playing and that whole 4 to 6 week thing. Jacob Trouba.
I'm sad, okay, guys? It's not okay. It's not okay. Why does this happen to me? Well, him, I guess, but...
Well, Henrik Lundqvist was running on a treadmill at least.
Thank God.
You want to talk about your man crushes?
I love him. I miss him so much.
Yeah, he was
going for jogs around the city. He's looking good.
Yeah, setting up his phone on a bench and jogging past it for us to see.
Giving it a thumbs up. I said, all I could think about is how he had to set up his phone on a bench and just run past it while giving his phone a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's good to see, though. Good for him. I'm glad.
He was in the city, just pointing that out.
Yeah, I'm glad he's feeling better, obviously, and
I love you, Ben Waller, but can you retire soon? I want Lundqvist to come be our goaltending coach. Listen, Callahan as our coach, Girardi as our D coach.
Yeah.
Lundqvist as our goaltending coach. That would be a little awkward for Chris Kreider, but it's okay. We'll roll with it.
Washington tomorrow at 12:30. Nice little afternoon game.
Ovechkin.
Yeah, can we
could have been Henrik Lundqvist.
Can we build off the big win?
Probably not.
We'll see. Does Georgie get another start? I would think so.
You would think so, but David Quinn is our coach.
Right. So then again, it's literally, I don't know, you flip a coin because there's just no rhyme or reason.
Goodness. Because Igor, they've both been solid because most of their losses have not been their fault.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's terrible, but it's just.
I mean, look at the goals that Philly scored on Georgia yesterday.
Literally neither of them were.
Fox kicked one in accidentally during a big
which you can't
scrum
blame
in
Fox
front of
for
the
that.
net. No.
Because he stopped the initial shot from going in.
And even the one that went in afterwards, there was a collision there, bodies flying, this, that, the other thing.
It barely went in.
Yeah.
Oh, both of them trickled in.
Right. So.
Georgie had a really good game.
Yeah, he did.
I was really impressed with his play and how he was making those big saves. I've talked about it before on my TikTok where I feel like he hasn't really been able to be making those big game-changing saves.
Yeah.
Which is something that Igor can do and something that Henrik Lundqvist could do. And if you want that quote-unquote starting business, which he might not get, he's probably not going to get. But if you want to be if you want to play as much as you can, you have to be able to make those big game-changing saves, and he did last night.
And also, we'll give him credit, even though he got smoked on the first shootout goal. He stopped the second one.
Yeah.
So that's what he had to do.
And the third one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then oh my goodness, so when he stopped the third shot, he did a little jump, and I was saying to Hannah, I was like, that reminded me of 2014 Eastern Conference Finals when Lundqvist started jumping for joy.
Oh,
it was like, I didn't even watch that live,
painful.
But I've seen the videos and it's just him jumping for joy and it just makes me happy.
Yeah, and then a week and a half later.
I still wish that 2015, because they could have beat Tampa.
Oh, God, that was brutal.
They could have beat Tampa, and then a Blackhawks Rangers Stanley Cup final would have been something interesting with those two teams.
Yeah.
I obviously will never see that because those two teams are different now. But
yeah, much different. How about Florida, by the way?
Wow.
Florida and Chicago leading that Central Division.
As someone who has a friend who is a Chicago Blackhawks fan, I am very satisfied with that because I don't have to hear the complaining of Ethan.
Toronto doing their thing.
I am mad at Toronto. I don't like them.
Listen, it's regular season. Don't worry. Just wait until the playoffs come.
And then they'll be blown away in the first round.
Crap the bed as usual.
Well, I just want to point out that I said that the Habs were going to have a good season, and you didn't believe me.
That is true. And they're right now in second place. Again, they're only 3 points up on Calgary and Vancouver.
I thought Vancouver was going to be doing better. I mean, I didn't think the Senators were going to be doing better, but the Senators are terrible. So.
Yeah. As of right now, the West, though, has the 4 teams that I picked for the playoffs sitting right now.
I thought the Ducks were going to be
better. Ducks are only 2 points back. Two points back.
Kevin Shattenkirk's going to lead them to the playoffs.
Yeah, as the Rangers pay him.
How much are they paying him this year?
I think $6 million or something like that.
God.
Yeah. $5 million. I don't know.
Well, next year we don't have to pay that much because we're done paying Girardi next year. Finally.
Yeah, he's not even a huge hit though. I think.
Well, I think it was 1 million though.
Yeah, but Lundqvist and
next year we only pay
ones.
Lundqvist 1 million.
Right, exactly. And if we don't find a trade partner for D'Angelo, we're gonna have to buy him out.
D'Angelo,
but then I think it's only like an $800,000 hit.
Yeah,
or something
it's
like
not
that.
bad. So worst comes to worst, we buy out Tony D'Angelo. Obviously, we would like to get something for him, but I don't think anybody really wants him right now.
Yeah,
because he needs anger management. Can we put that $800,000 that we need to pay him towards anger management classes?
I think he could afford that on his own. Just saying.
Well, maybe he needs some help.
Well, we know he needs help. But yeah, going back to the Eichel thing real quick, I think if a trade does happen, it'll make 0 sense for it to happen in season.
Yeah.
Because I don't think unless the Rangers go on like a 5-game winning streak right now, you know what I mean, where they need that little push, right? Then this is not going to be a playoff year, unfortunately, the way it looks now.
Well, yeah, because now Trouba's gone, and that's
so then right. So then the offseason comes. We have plenty of space to pay for Eichel and his contract, and we can make the move then if that, if Sidney Crosby's not available.
What would
that's right? I mumbled that.
Let's talk about this for a sec. What would we have to give up in order to get Sidney Crosby?
Something similar to Eichel, just because Crosby's older and
we'd have to give more.
Well, yeah, probably, but
so let's just hypothetically Strome.
Okay.
Can we throw in Howden and Jack Johnson just for funsies?
They wouldn't take him, but
just for funsies, we'll give those a little free one.
My question that
Braden Schneider.
Listen, my question: if we ever did.
Hypothetically, get Sidney Crosby.
It would never happen, I don't think. But if we did get Sidney
Crosby, doesn't he have a no trade clause? He has to have a no trade clause.
If we got Sidney Crosby, would you
get a Sidney Crosby?
A Sidney Crosby jersey? I'll tell you my answer right now.
You have an answer?
Absolutely. No, my answer for me.
Oh, see, okay. Here's my thing. I still kind of have beef with him. Because he cross-checked Henrik Lundqvist at one time, and I'm still mad at him for that.
Oh, you like Henrik Lundqvist? I had no idea.
The giant fat head in my room says otherwise. So I still kind of have beef with him, but he's a good player. And, he comes to this team. I think I would think about it. I don't know if I would.
N-O. Not for me. No way. Nope. I don't care if he brought us the Stanley Cup.
What the heck? If he won the Stanley Cup.
Listen, I would appreciate him. Listen, thank you so much. Wonderful. I'd root for him because he's wearing a Ranger sweater, of course, but
no. My question is, what is like your real reason for hating him? But other than he's a Penguin. And he's good.
I don't hate him because he's good. I respect him because he's good, but I hate him because he's one of those, if you take he'll go after you, but if you go after him, he'll bitch and complain and cry about it. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he'll go to the extreme. You know what I mean? He'll yap about it all game. He'll, cry to the ref and everything. It's like, come on, dude.
I mean, I get that, but he's really good. And
listen, Ovechkin, he'll give it and he'll take it.
Yeah. And that's what I respect about him.
He won't say a peep. You know what I mean?
No, because my thing with Crosby is like, he does whine.
Yeah.
And complain. But I respect him as a player. I honestly, when he's not playing the Rangers, I do enjoy watching him play. I enjoy watching him play.
You respect the greatness because he is a great player. You can't, if you say otherwise, you're just
lying.
Yeah, you're just, just because you don't like him or whatever. Yeah.
Like, I obviously don't like him, but I think the main reason I don't like him is because he's a Penguin and also he cross-checked Henrik Lundqvist, which was just rude.
Yeah,
I mean, then again, Henrik Lundqvist did come out of his net and tell him to stop diving. So I mean, he kind of had that coming.
And that's what I'm saying. Hank knows. Hank knows about the diving.
And oh my gosh! And then I do remember this. Henrik Lundqvist got fined like $5,000 one game because after the whistle there was a little like pile up and he squirted water on Sidney Crosby and got fined $5,000.
Oh my god!
Couldn't even feel it. Now that's just I saw a meme. It was like I thought divers liked water.
All right, that will wrap up episode number 23.
Wow.
Adam Fox.
We were playing NHL and they remembered his birthday.
Yes, they did. You know what? That's what I should do from now on. The episode numbers, I should just
correlate them with a
with
player?
a New York sports player.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be Rangers.
Yeah, just any New York sports player. I mean, I missed 1 through 22 already, but
you missed number 8. I'm insulted.
I don't think I would have said Jacob Trouba for number 8. Just saying.
Well, it's okay. We got 7 more episodes till 30.
Maybe who would I pick for 30?
Because Edwin Encarnacion isn't on the Yankees anymore. Walk the parrot, baby.
Oh man. Unbelievable. All right, spring training underway. Let's go. First game on is next Sunday, the 28th.
I'm so excited.
9 days. Let's get it going. Garrett Cole and the question marks will lead us to an AL East title.
Hopefully. We hope. And hopefully a World Series against the Dodgers.
One step at a time. Twitter, Instagram, Take on NY Sports. Everybody out there, until next time, be well.